Hi everyone. Hi Michael. I'm Mike, and I am the best man. Now, normally that's the way I introduce myself to people, but tonight it actually makes sense. And for that, I would like to give a special thanks to Jordan. A lot of you probably know that Jordan and I have a very close-knit group of friends. We're sitting at these two tables over here.
Oh, yeah.
We've known each other for the better part of 20 years or so. And tonight, Jordan is the first of us to be getting married. And I know that this is supposed to be an important day for Jordan and Jamie, of course. The attention should be on them. But let's be honest, it's a pretty important day for me too. Because even though Jordan's the first of our friends to be getting married, I am the first of our friends to be giving a best man speech. And because he's the first of us to be getting married, I had nothing to base my speech off of. So what I would like to do for my very good friends over here tonight is to give them a model to model their future best man speeches after. Okay? This is going to be a how-to guide for giving a best man speech. So I'm talking to Greenberg the other night, and I say to him, dude, I'm nervous. You know, I've been telling you for about 22 years how awesome my best man speech is going to be at your wedding. But the truth is, I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know how long to make my speech. And Jordan, like always, had very, very good advice for me. What he said to me was, Mike, most importantly, you want to make it meaningful. Like when I make love to Jamie. He said to me, Mike, make it about that long. So with that, thank you very much. So besides being short and to the point, you obviously want to make your best man speech funny. The problem is that Jordan's usually the guy I go to when I need a good joke. And, you know, for example, growing up, we were in school together. Greenberg would always think of something hilarious to say or for me to do while we were in class together. I would, of course, say or do it, and I would be the funniest kid in class. Of course, I would also get all the detentions associated with that. So tonight I'm thinking, how can I make everyone laugh? How can I make everyone laugh here? You know, it's a hard thing for me to do. Well, you guys were all at the ceremony earlier, beautiful ceremony. You probably noticed that Jordan took a sip of wine from a cup. What you didn't know was that I actually put a Viagra in that wine just before Jordan. So, you're welcome, Jamie. But seriously, guys, without being able to go to the groom himself, what I would recommend doing is talk to each other. We all have known each other for a very long time. Bounce ideas off of each other. Try to come up with some good material for your best man speeches. All I can say is it's a good thing none of you are going to be giving best man speeches anytime soon, because I didn't really get too much material from my friends. What they did tell me, however, were things not to say. Because let's be honest, we all have a very sensitive past. You know, there are certain things you don't want to say in a best man speech. And just to make sure I didn't mention any of these things, I actually made a list of them. So, it goes on for a little bit. Definitely don't want to talk about the bachelor party at all. Right? There's some good ones in here. Don't want to talk about those peanut butter tricks you used to teach Nikki, the family dog. Alright, you know what? As part of my present to you guys, I'm going to stay silent on the rest of these, but just remember, I have some black men, okay? At some point, though, guys, you're going to want to talk about the man of the hour. Why he's such an amazing friend. How he always puts the happiness of other people in front of his own. How you know you can always rely on him. And how he would literally lay down in traffic for any one of you guys. But don't talk about me for too long, because you're going to want to talk about the groom at some point too, okay? There is a point, however, when it's going to hit each and every one of you. there's a particular time when you're going to realize that your best friend in the entire world is getting married. For me, it didn't really sink in until the other night, when I thought of all the great memories that we have together. This is someone who's literally been my best friend since we were 4 years old. And then after we were best friends, he decides to move in to the house right across the street from me. The best years of my life were spent playing Halo with Greenberg, playing wiffle ball in the basin and pickup basketball on the hoop in his driveway. Cruising around town in his Jeep, lowering the windows down so that everyone could hear this Jewish boy's subwoofer blasting Bruce Springsteen music. And then speeding off with those cool neon lights that glowed under the car. You don't even realize it when you're in the moment, but I can honestly say that those were the best years of my life. And even though my life will continue on, in getting married here today, Jordan's is unfortunately coming to a close. And guys, the next phase in writing a best man speech is that you want to talk about the beautiful, warm, loving woman that is stealing the best friend that you've ever had. And in this case, of course, it's Jamie. Now, the first time that I met Jamie, I knew that she was a keeper. And I know that a lot of people say this when they give best man speeches, but in this case, it's actually true. I could tell that Jamie was a keeper because she really wanted to impress me, the future best man at her wedding. And she didn't want to make any mistakes or anything like that. She really wanted to make a good impression. So much so that she was so accommodating, she offered to take a picture of me and our group of friends while we were on our way down to Atlantic City. And even though she dropped and broke my camera that night in the night, I will tell you that that picture she took of us, that last picture my camera ever took, was the most amazing picture of me of all time. So thank you very much, Jamie. All right, fellas, the last thing that you want to do in a best man speech, after you talk about the groom, after you talk about the bride, you want to talk about the couple themselves. And there are two schools of thought on this, okay? Trust me, I checked on the internet. There are two schools of thought on this. You can either go funny with it, or you can go sentimental with it. And let's be honest, it's just not my style to make light of such a serious occasion, so I decided to go sentimental with it. Now, I remember the day that Jordan called me and told me he was going to propose to Jamie. I remember when he told it to me because I didn't have a single doubt in my mind that he would be happy for the rest of his life with her. I mean, look at her. He's not doing any better than Jamie, guys. In truth, though, it's a good thing that Jordan and Jamie are the first two of us, of our group of friends, to be getting married. Because I know that I originally said this speech was meant for our friends to model their future best man speeches after. But in truth, your relationship is one that we should try to model ours after. So, if everyone's got something in front of us, whatever you're drinking, let's raise it up and give a toast to Jordan and Jamie, guys. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, clap your hands.